Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be continuing from our previous lecture, and that is how to check POS, that is plane of symmetry, and center of symmetry to determine the chirality or optical activity of any molecule. Okay, so without any delay, let's get started. So before we dive into the details of plane of symmetry and center of symmetry, I would like to emphasize one very small but very crucial point. Okay, and that is, okay, so write it just as a note, and you can write on rotation of any group about any bond in a molecule, the configuration still remains the same. But conformation changes. Okay, see, this is just I am telling from introduction that on rotating any bond we get conformation. To get a different configuration, we'll actually have to break the bond and rejoin it to get another configuration. Okay, but why I'm telling it, I'll just explain. Okay, so let me show you with a molecule. Okay, see this. Now, see this molecule very properly. What I'm trying to tell you is, suppose these both carbons are chiral. Okay, these both carbons are chiral. And let's suppose that their configurations are RR. Okay, RR. Now what I am trying to tell you is that when we'll be calculating POS and COS, what I can do is I can rotate these groups like this, or I can rotate this one to check plane of symmetry or center of symmetry. I can do that. I have that liberty. But then one question will arise in your mind that, sir, you are rotating this group, so you are changing the orientation. So if you are changing the orientation, then how can you tell the compound is same? Right? You are changing the question. But that's not true. Okay? Why? Because suppose if I just rotate this group, definitely orientation is changing. But the configuration of these two chiral carbons still remains same. If this is R and R, I will rotate this. And then again if I calculate, it is still going to remain R. Okay, so essentially I am not changing anything. I can, to check a plane of symmetry and center of symmetry, we have the liberty of rotating it. Meaning I can check in different conformers the plane of symmetry. No issue. Okay, but now if I take this red and exchange it with green like this. Okay, now you see. So now also orientation has changed. But now you have changed the molecule also. Okay, now it's not a different conformation, but itself the different configuration. Okay, earlier it was R. Now if you check that RS, it will become S. Okay, so earlier RR, now it is SR. Now this thing is not allowed while doing POS. Okay, you cannot break bonds and change, because then the configuration itself will change. Okay, so again I'll just summarize it, that rotating this or any group, right, or rotating this one to check plane of symmetry and center of symmetry is allowed. Okay, because then we are not changing any configuration. If it is RR, it will still remain RR, no issue. Okay, just to tell you in more simple terms the difference between conformation and configuration, check this photo. What can you see is, in conformations and configuration, the basic difference is that in conformation you can go from left Scooby-Doo to right Scooby-Doo just by rotation of elbow, rotation of bones and joints. You can go from one pose to another pose just by rotation. Keep that in mind. Now come to the another photo, that is configuration. What can you see? The second image you will get only when you break bonds. Okay, as like I exchange green and red here. So you break that limb, you break that tail, rejoin them. Then you are going to get another configuration of Scooby-Doo. Okay, so suppose we talk about ourselves, these two hands on right and left, right? This is our configuration. If I take this right hand and attach here only, both hands on the left side, then we will say it is different configuration. I hope it is clear. To go from one configuration to another, I will have to break bonds. But for confirmation, I don't have to break anything. I can simply go on rotating. And to check POS, COS, rotation is allowed, but breaking bonds and changing, that's not allowed. Clear that point is? Because I am going to apply that. Okay, just keep that in mind, it's very important. Okay, so once this point is clear, I am going to just demonstrate with one chemistry compound example, and then we will go on to POS and COS. Okay, so let's see one example, what I am trying to tell. So suppose I take two carbons. This is basically sawhorse projection, but don't worry, we'll again come back to it. Okay, but just see two chiral carbons are there. So if I ask you that find the configuration of these two chiral carbons, how will you do? So fluorine, chlorine, HC, this will get 1, this will get 2, and this will get 4. This is what? Anti-clockwise, and 4 is on wedge, that is horizontal. So therefore this is R. Similarly, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 4. So 1, 2, 2, again anti-clockwise, 4 on wedge, so again it is R. Okay. Now suppose I take this carbon and I rotate it. Okay, so I am rotating it clockwise. Fine, this will be remaining fixed. Okay, so this carbon rotation clockwise by 120 degree. Why 120? Because angle between these triangle, okay, it will be 120. So if I do that, I am going to get this compound. This is going to remain fixed. So I can draw here FClH. This one I am rotating just by 120. So what will happen? The one which is front of the board, by rotating 120, it will go behind the board. Okay, so it will look like this. Okay, so H will go back side, chlorine will come here because this is going to rotate, and F will be coming here. Okay, now you see definitely orientation has changed. Chlorine was on top, here F, but configuration is still going to remain same. So check this one, FClH, it will be R. What about this one? So same, this is chlorine 1, 2, and this will be 4. So 1, 2, 2, anti-clockwise. So this becomes anti-clockwise, it should be R, but this is a dash vertical, so it will be S. So it should have same. So where is the mistake? I think I have made some mistake. So let's check this one. Can you tell me? I have made some very silly mistake, right? So 1 to 2, will I come from this side or will I come from this side? Remember, if I am coming from this side, this is 3. I am crossing 3. Now that is wrong. Okay, so just change this one. It will be from this side like this. You can cross 4 but not from third side. Okay, so coming from this side, it will be clockwise S. So this is S, and this we are not crossing 3, that is S. So you can check that RS configuration remains same whether I rotate any group or not. Okay, and we can check POS and COS with this method. Fine. So once we are done with this, let's go to directly POS. Okay, so let me just revise you a little bit. Symmetry elements. Okay, so basically we are going to check what is that is called as chirality, or this is also same as optical activity. Okay, and optical activity, chirality are same thing. How do we check chirality? So basically mirror image and parent image, they must be non-superimposable. And how do we check non-superimposability? So for that we have symmetry elements, and POS and COS both absent, then we can call that molecule to be chiral or optically active. Okay, for that we just need to check these two. So first I will write the definitions of both, and then we will take examples and check both of them. Okay, so POS. So what is POS? It is nothing but it is plane of symmetry. Okay, I'll write the definition, so you also write. Okay, so what I have written, that plane of symmetry, first of all, it is an imaginary plane. Okay, we are not going to really cut any molecule, we have to just imagine it. So it is an imaginary plane. Plane meaning it is a 2D, like you have a paper, right, or a blade that is two-dimensional. It is a plane which bisects the molecule in two equal half. Okay, you have to basically, what you have to do, we will take a molecule and we are going to cut it. You can cut it like this or like this or at 45-degree angle or however you like. The condition is, first of all, you have to cut it in such a manner that molecule is half equal. Don't cut it unsymmetrically. Okay, try your best to cut in half. Second thing, such that both the halves are mirror images of each other. Okay, so you have to imagine the plane which you are using, that blade is also acting like a mirror. Okay, like a mirror meaning, suppose you take a blade and cut me in half. Okay, then you can see that if you cut me, then this eye, its mirror image will be this eye. Okay, this shoulder in mirror image will be this one only. Okay, if I do this, so it will be a mirror image basically if you are cutting half. Okay, this side it will be parent image, this side will be mirror image. So your plane, first of all, it should cut in half. Second, that plane is also like a mirror. Whatever is on this side should have its mirror image on that other side in that molecule. Then we will call that plane as a plane of symmetry if it follows these two conditions. Okay, that is the definition. Now remember a point. Only one POS is sufficient to prove its presence. We just need to find one plane of symmetry. It can be anywhere in that molecule, you have to find that. But I need only one. You can cut it any means. Okay. Second, a molecule can have multiple plane of symmetries. Okay, it can have more than one, but I need only just one. Clear this much? Okay, I'll take examples, don't worry. Next, let's go to COS. Okay, so center of symmetry, we'll write its definition first. So center of symmetry. Okay, now you see it is a center, it is nothing but a point. Okay, it is a point. Okay, so I'll write its definition. Okay, that is, it is a point from which traveling equal distance in opposite directions will reach to identical groups. Okay, for example, suppose I take, and this thing opposite direction, it should be satisfied in all the directions. For example, look here, suppose I take this circle. Okay, this is its center. I travel its r distance this side, so I get a point. I travel, so to check for center of symmetry, I have to travel exactly 180 degree, meaning just opposite, with the same distance, meaning again I'll travel r. So both sides r, I'm going to get a point. That is a center of symmetry. This center I can call. Why? Because if I go this side, then also it is true. I go this side, then also it is true. I go this side, and then also it is true. So this center is also called center of symmetry for this circle. Now suppose I want to take any other point in this. What can I do? I can draw another circle, and now I am taking here this point. Okay, is this point a center of symmetry? So what we are going to do, we are going to travel, and that traveling must satisfy in all the directions. For example, look, if I travel here, suppose x distance, I am going to get a point. But if I travel x distance here, same. So again I'm going to get a point. True? Fine. But still it's not a center of symmetry. It has to follow in all directions. Now you check. I go y distance on top. I get this point. Y distance top, I get that point. If I go y distance down, am I getting any point? No. So therefore in this direction it is not valid. Therefore this point is not a center of symmetry. Understood? Just one more example I'll give. Suppose I take this square. So if I go in center, then definitely if I move here and move here, I'll get a point. I move this direction and this direction, I'll get a point. You can try in any direction. So this will be your center of symmetry. But if I give you a point here, this one, is that a center of symmetry? So you can say, sir, I'm going left, right side, I'm getting a point. Going left side, I'm getting a point. But then you have to check all directions. Go above. Here I am getting a point on that square, but if I go below, nothing is there. So one direction failed, totally failed. So therefore this one is not a COS. Okay, I hope you have understood what we have to do. We'll solve examples, so it will again get more clear. Okay, for example, see this. Suppose I give you CH3 C double bond C, CH3 H and H, and the other one C double bond C, CH3 H and H. Now my question is POS, COS, POS and COS. You have to find. Okay, so first let's see POS, plane of symmetry. Okay, so let us see with this molecular structure. Now see, whenever we will be slicing any compound, okay, you have to imagine every group as a sphere. Clear? Suppose this is the first group. So this is this one CH3. Don't worry about those 3 H coming out. Just take CH3 as one compound. Okay, so here this yellow is CH3. I am considering it as a ball. Okay, now what I am telling is you have to cut it such that left right same first of all everything, then left and right they should be mirror images. Now you imagine this one. Okay, now you imagine a plane in between. Can you see that it is cutting both in equal halves, and if this is parent image, then yellow is in just in front of it, just like a mirror image. This purple to purple, black to black, white bond to white bond. So this is a plane of symmetry. Is there any other plane of symmetry we can imagine? Yes. Now this is a planar molecule, meaning if I put this in the plane of board, so this will come inside that, right? So now you see this plane of symmetry, right? So you see this plane of symmetry is cutting this in half, exactly half. Can you see this? Okay, so this plane of symmetry is exactly cutting this in half, just like if I put a mirror in between. Can you see that? Right? Yes. So therefore this compound has a plane of symmetry. How many? 2. One like this and one the plane itself in which the molecule is. The plane in which the molecule itself is. Right? So here if I have to write, so what can I write? Yes, POS is present. How many? So 2 are there. Number is generally not important. Okay, if you cannot count the number, it's fine. I have to find only one plane of symmetry. Okay, now you see center of symmetry. So center of symmetry meaning what? You look, I have to find a point such that going from that point in opposite directions I should get same group. Fine. So it's better we look here only. Now if I take this as my center of symmetry point, I'll go right side, I'll get CH3, left side CH3. This diagonal carbon, but here no carbon. So this is not my plane of symmetry, center of symmetry. So I'll remove it. Okay, let's come in center. Suppose I come here, I go right side, I get carbon, left side same carbon. I go from this point, I go this direction CH3, but when I go this direction I get H. Not same. Similarly, you go anywhere, you cannot find a center like that. Therefore there is no center of symmetry. Okay, but now if I ask, is this molecule chiral? So yes, both should be absent to be sorry, it's not chiral. Okay, it's achiral, optically inactive. Why? Because both should be absent together. Even if one is present, this becomes achiral or optically inactive. Clear? Acha, look at this one. Okay, so if I take this compound, what I have to do, I have to simply exchange one. So let's do that. So now you see. Now if I ask, is there a plane of symmetry? Earlier we cut like this. Now you see, if I cut like that, will they be mirror images? No. But is it half-half? Yes, half-half compound both sides. But is it mirror image? So your answer should be no. But if I take this compound and now I cut it, right? So half yellow in front of half yellow, just like mirror images. Purple, half purple in front of it. Similarly yellow, black, and everyone. So again, this is going to be a plane of symmetry. How about center of symmetry? You see, so if I take a center here in between, then I'll show here only. So first of all, plane of symmetry, yes. How many? Only one I got. It's okay, I need only one. Center of symmetry. So you see, now I come and again take this one. I go from this point, right side carbon, left side carbon, downside hydrogen. Same distance, if I go like this, I'm again going to get hydrogen. Same distance CH3, same distance this CH3 also. So you see, I am moving in all possible directions. I am getting the same groups, identical groups. So therefore COS is also present. If COS and both present, definitely it is going to be achiral or optically active. Okay, so we are going to try this in more complex compounds also. So let's move on to the next set of questions. Okay, now we will be solving more. Okay, so let's start with some examples. I'm writing the question, you also write. Okay, so let's start. Now you see the first one, it is linear compound. Now what does it linear meaning? It will be simply in a line. Okay, here one sphere, carbon carbon, here one sphere. I can just take any blade and I can cut it in half-half, right? Like this, half-half. So half sphere in front of each other, half sphere in front of each other. Exactly, we can cut it and it will be like a mirror as well. Okay, you can imagine. So what can you say? That I can cut it like this. Okay, definitely there is POS. How about center of symmetry? So yes, if I'm meaning at the center, I go this side, I get carbon. I go this side, carbon. I go this side, H. This side, H. So in this case, there is center of symmetry as well. Okay, center of symmetry. I just need one center of symmetry and one POS. So therefore, it is achiral or optically inactive. Okay, how about second one? So see, second one is again linear. Okay, so here is H, here is D, carbon carbon. I can take it, slice it. Okay, so half this side, and it will behave like a mirror also. Whatever is on right side will be having its mirror image on the left side as well. Okay, you can just imagine. So if I cut like this, I have a POS. Okay, and if I ask how many plane of symmetries, so infinite. Because it is a linear, I can cut it at every angle. Clear? Fine. So here it is POS. How about center of symmetry? Is there? Let's check. So if I go this side, I get carbon. This side, carbon. But if I go here, deuterium, I go here, hydrogen. Not getting satisfied. So therefore, no center of symmetry. But still, is it chiral or achiral? We will say achiral. Okay, or optically inactive. Understood? Third one, you see, I have already told in example, but again let's do it. So this is a planar compound. Okay, as I showed you, in one plane. And whenever anyone is in one plane, I can definitely take that plane and cut it. Understood? Right? So definitely I have one plane through which I can cut, and that is a plane of symmetry. So in this case, there is a plane of symmetry. Okay, can I cut it like this? I have cut it like this. But can I cut in this manner? No. Okay, why? Because in front of Cl I need Cl, but here it will be H. So plane of symmetry is there. How about center of symmetry? So if this is my center, I go this side, chlorine, chlorine, H, H, carbon, carbon. So yes, both are there. So again it is achiral and optically inactive. Clear? Now fourth one you see, it is a tetrahedral carbon. Okay, one time we will see with model, and after that we have to simply remember it. Okay, before moving forward you can write one point here. Okay, so any molecule in whatever plane you consider, that plane itself will become a plane of symmetry. Okay, so you can remember it as a point. Okay, I'll show you this model. So see here, what I'm trying to tell you is, whenever you get tetrahedral, okay, imagine first of all this is a tetrahedral. What you have to do is, always you have to imagine two bonds in one plane. Okay, and the other two bonds will be one above, one backside. Fine. Here all are hydrogens. So what you have to do is, whatever two atoms you just take in one plane. So suppose all are hydrogens. Okay, so now you see, if all are hydrogens and I put a mirror here, right, what can you see? That green will be half of, red will be half of, like just parent image, mirror image, parent image, mirror image, and this blue will have its mirror image in this gray. Okay, clear is it? Any two groups you take, this will happen. If I take green and blue, then also I can have a mirror, and these two should be mirror images, red and gray. They will be half of. Imagine always. Okay, anytime you get tetrahedral. Am I clear? Now you see, if all are hydrogen, right, and I consider these two to be in the plane, then I can cut this in half of, this in half of, and the one which is coming outside and the one which is going backside, they will be like this. Okay, like this. So they will be mirror images because both are HH. Understood? So there is plane of symmetry. How about center of symmetry? So if this is carbon, going upside I get hydrogen, going just downside, do I have anything? No. So no center of symmetry, but still it is achiral or optically inactive. It's very simple. Okay, just remember, always in tetrahedral, two atoms cutting half of, the other two will be in front of mirror like this, one parent image and one mirror image. Clear? I'll write more. You write this. Fine. Okay, so now let's find in them. So look very carefully. This is again tetrahedral, right? You have to take two atoms in one plane, and other two you have to try, they should be in mirror image, parent image. So I cannot, what I can do is I can take this fluorine and H to be cutting half of, and then this H and this H will be in front of each other just like this. Understood? So they will be mirror images, HH, half. So therefore POS is there, and you can never have center of symmetry when you have only one chiral carbon. No center of symmetry. Done. So this will be again but achiral or optically inactive. Fine. How about sixth one? So you see, now you have two different atoms. I can take any two in the same plane. Now you tell me, if I take this H and this fluorine and hydrogen to be in same plane and they to be in front of each other, will that work? No. Why? Because H and Cl, they are not mirror images of each other. I will always try to take those atoms which can do that. So I will take F and Cl in same plane, which is given here, and this H and this H to be in front of each other, just like this. Parent image, mirror image. So therefore they will be, this will be cut in half of, this will be cut in half of, and they will be in front of each other. So POS I will get, but no COS, but still achiral. How about the eighth one, seventh one? You look, I have FCl, Br, H. Can I get any two atom which will be mirror image and parent image of each other like this? Can I get any two atoms? H, Br, FCl? No. That's why whenever you have all four groups different and only one chiral carbon, we can never have POS, because no two groups will get to be parent image and mirror image. Understanding it? So therefore there is no POS and obviously there is no COS. So now this is going to be a chiral carbon, a chiral compound as well, or optically active. Okay, so you can write one point here, and that point is compound. So if you have compound containing only one chiral carbon, that compound is sure to be chiral or optically active. Understood? Okay. Let's write more.